Alright, Screaming Demons RC SDRC in the shop tonight. I've got a bit of a review and install to do. A couple of parts for my Arrma Typhon 6S. Destroyed my wing mount there. She's ripped in half. Here's my wing. And I decided to go with the RPM wing mount. Goes for quite a few different vehicles there. As you can see, the Creighton, Italian, Typhon fits the Durango DEX8, DEX8T, and the DNX8. So I just went with the RPM. I have lots of RPM parts on my vehicles, and they seem to be good in most applications. I've had a few break throughout the years, but nothing that I would be too concerned with. Almost every one of those I would consider my fault, overdriving the parts. And I also got a GKA top plate, GKA Custom RC parts out of Alberta, Canada. I've got this piece here. It goes, you can see the top plate there is the red piece there. I'll be replacing it with this. At the same time, I have a couple more things I might do with my Typhon. I believe I have a new whole diff casing and diff itself, because as you can see right there, I have some epoxy holding my diff casing together so it doesn't crack completely. I just also wanted to mention my beautiful carbon fiber body from Dead Bodies Incorporated over in the UK. That's a beautiful piece here. I'll show you the inside. All carbon fiber mesh. Beautiful work. It's my buddy Paddy RC over in the UK at Dead Bodies Incorporated. He does a great work. And I'm looking forward to getting my Creighton body also. Alright, I've opened up the package, the RPM wing mount for my Typhon here. And as you can see, it's in the RPM black nylon. They include a couple small stickers there, and who it was packed by. In case you got any complaints, you can tell the man. One tip about RPM's plastics, if you don't already know, that this type of plastic is porous, meaning that it will absorb whatever, I would say liquid, so if you put oil, it will absorb oil, WD-40, oil. I wouldn't recommend, certain oils will soften it too much and actually damage the material, the nylon, but some people like to spray a bit of WD-40 on there and softens them up. They soak a bit in and they get a little bit softer. Myself, I don't do that too often. They recommend RPM, this is right from them, to boil your parts. Put them in hot boiling water for about 10 minutes and let them soak in some of that water. And what that'll do is that'll add the moisture to the plastic, making them more flexible. Okay, now with adding water in the winter, that water is going to freeze. If it's below freezing, the water inside the plastic will freeze, making them more brittle. So it's not really recommended to do that in the winter. However, where I live, it's pretty mild temperatures in the winter, so I am going to boil these before I put them in, and I probably won't be using my Typhon a lot until the weather cleans up and gets a little bit higher temperatures anyway. I have lots of other RCs to go through and get running and do videos with, so that's what I'll be doing with these, boiling them 10 minutes in hot water, no more. You don't need to, you don't want to melt them or anything like that. Remember, they are nylon plastic. And then after that, good to go. Install them. You're good to go for probably a couple years. They say if you live in hot, dry conditions, California, Arizona, places like that, definitely you want to do that to your plastics, because they will actually, as much as you can add the water will evaporate and dry out, and these will get hard and brittle. And if you boil them, they will go back to soft again. So highly recommended. My Typhon here is sitting on top of our new SD Motocrew car stands. Those are available at archobbies.com, or also through me. If you're in Canada, they're available through me. archobbies.com is in Michigan, the United States, so just note about that. And also SDRC has this new line of tools out, SDRC tools right here. All the wrenches from 1.5 to 2.5 and right to 3. Beautiful replaceable bits to those if you damage them or strip them out, but they seem really good and tough. I've just got my set and I've been using them for a week or so now, and I'm really enjoying them. So if you want those, they are also available at archobbies.com or through myself. Contact me. The stock Arrma wing mount weighs 21.3 grams. That's the one I broke here. And the RPM wing mount weighs 23.6 grams. Now usually with RPM parts over stock components, they usually weigh a little less. But in this case, it could be because RPM tried to beef up some of the plastic areas. You can see at this point, RPM's is a lot thicker in that area. They've done a few things. I mean, this piece here looks a little more solid than this piece, a little bit maybe more weight there. The rest of it looks pretty much the same. Now if you flip them over and compare them in length, I'm definitely going to be running a wing that's a bit longer and a bit more out than it used to be. So it sits in there like that. So I think my wing's going to be a little bit further out than it was before, which it's okay, but at the same time it's not good, because if you put the wing way out there, like before it was tucked in there really nicely, like this, I'll show you. Okay, just like that. So now it's going to be sitting, I would say, about out like maybe there. So it's going to snag into the ground when I'm doing big backflips and stuff like that. You know, and crashing around, it's going to snag and want to flex more and bend more and twist more being further out there than if it was right up close to these shocks. You can see where it touches those shock caps or the screws, the mounts there. That's how it sat before. That's why the wing is all kind of chafed on that edge there, kind of scratched up from those screws hitting it. So it's going to be a little bit further out, and we'll see how that reacts. But RPM plastics are good. They're known for flexing a lot before they break, and here at the compound, the SD compound, we're pretty hard on vehicles, so things got to flex or they are definitely going to break. Alright, there, I've got the wing mount on, installed. There it is there. I only, so you can see how much further it sticks out than I said. The other one, the edge of this here would have been right up there, so it's quite dramatically, you know, it's back, I would say at least 3/4 of an inch further back than the other stock mount. If this breaks again, I'll probably go back to the Arrma style, because I do like the more tucked in version, not so high and up here out of the way, you know. But we'll just have to see what it's like. Alright, you can see I've had to modify the mount, the RPM wing mount, and I've also had to modify the stock body mounts in the rear of my Typhon so I could get the screws to go back through the holes in the shock tower, and into them I had to actually, you can see where the straight line is there, I've cut off the side, basically right there. I've cut off the side and this side of the mount, the flat washered area, and then I also had to Dremel down this. I used a zippy cutter and a Dremel sanding drum to remove material out of the wing mount on both sides. Here I'll get a bit of a different angle so you can see how much I had to cut out there. I had to take some out because I'm running a carbon fiber body, which is not as flexible as the Lexan bodies. Lexan body, I might have been able to not have to notch this out. Maybe. I might still have had to, but I did definitely have to cut these body mounts like that with a zippy cutter to get them to fit in there. So I don't know if this is the V1 version 1 of the Arrma Typhon. I'm not sure on newer ones if this wing was made for the newer styles with different maybe wing mounts here. I'll have to look into that myself. So take note, if you do get the wing mount for the RPM, it's going to be a bit of a mod, you know, you got to modify at least the body mounts, and that's about it. Alright, I have a brand new front bulkhead diff casing here with the brand new diff fully installed, ready to go in the Typhon. I just got to drop her in place, bolt her down. She's all ready to rock, so I'll get that put in. Alright, she's all back together now. Got that new bulkhead in there and the new diff. I know it's real hard to see, but she's in there. New one from Jenny's RC. That's where I get a lot of my stock Arrma parts if I can, and they're in stock. Got that new GKA top plate installed there. Beautiful machine piece there. Looking great. This here is my top, it's like a tower to tower brace, but it's a top plate to center diff to rear wing mount brace. Basically, it just keeps the whole chassis nice and tight and from keeping the flex to a minimum. It's pretty much ready to get back onto the track and out there at the compound. I still have to do some finishing touches on the Dead Bodies Incorporated carbon fiber body for the Typhon here. I have to do some fitting. I have to trim off just a little bit of the front here because of the new bulkhead. Has these fins here, you can see. I'll come here. These are the tires I run, Proline MX28s Badlands, and I don't want to rip the tires on that sharp edge, so I will be trimming it back, probably like I did on this stock body here. Maybe not as drastic. You can see there's that corner there. Maybe not as drastic, but I'm definitely going to trim it back to keep the tires from getting shredded anyway. That's going to wrap up this video for the Typhon here and the RPM wing mount I did, and the GK top plate also. And so if you like that video, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me some comments, tell me what you've done with your Typhon or what you'd like to see on the channel coming up, anything I can do for you guys. I'm definitely willing to try it or do it if I can. So you guys have a great one. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell. And you guys have a great night. Screaming Demons RC, SDRC, we're out.